Hi there, guys. Music selection is a little bit different today because it's super exciting. Yeah, so I've been working on my game for the past few days, just trying to get at least 1 hour in per day, and then if I start to if I start to keep going and not stop, then let that magic flow. But yeah, I was going over everything and I was just like, you know what, I think it's ready, because this was the UI build, where I was just going to overhaul, how the menus navigate, all that other stuff. And yeah, I'll definitely be adding like achievements and power-ups later, but at least we're kind of ready. Yeah, so I just want to kind of walk you guys through my code and chain the difference of the UI before this build and afterwards, just to bring attention to what's different. And then if you guys notice something I don't as we're going through it, let me know, and then I can kind of go through that process of shipping the game. If it starts to muck up with the stream, then yeah, I'll just drop it off and I'll save the shipping for afterwards. But I will go through the upload process with you guys, except not actually uploading, because I feel like that would be interesting for you, how do games actually get onto gaming platforms. So yeah, let's jump into it. Yeah, so I've got this here. This is the before and then this is the after. But bearing in mind, there only used to be 2 buttons for the main menu, the win and the lose. So it was even less than this. And yeah, I'm sure you guys who have seen the previous game and the current game, know what this is all about. Actually, there is one more thing that I need to do that just occurred to me, but I'll go through each of the panels and, just kind of give you guys a look at how that goes. So, jumping into it, so let's have a look. That's the main menu. I've got this space here for a reason. I reoriented all the menus, moved the buttons around to kind of give this here. Maybe I might put a little random quote thing in there later, because I feel like that would be cute and it would be filling the space. And moving on to the tutorial panel, I had to move all of these around, but I feel like that's all you need to know about moving, and I haven't added power-ups yet, so that'll be fine. Let me just close up all of these because I was moving all of those around as well. Yeah, you got the enemies there. Second set of enemies. I feel like this middle bit is too low, but that's really not a concern at the moment. Let's see. I've got the win panel. Try again. Endless mode, which now actually says endless mode and is disabled as opposed to story mode. And people keep trying to wondering what that's about. Settings and feedback. That's also what I'm going to be looking at with you guys today, making the feedback form for this game, because I do want feedback from you guys. Same thing with the lose. Oh right, the score. I'm going to put the score here for. Let's do that now. There's literally no problem with doing that now. Let's just move that anchor to the middle. Oh lord. All right. Give me a second to just reorient this properly. I had no idea it was off by 0.0976 whatever. Cool. So that's aligned in the center, and I'm just going to put a text in the middle, probably with score and then score next to it, or score plus. So to clarify what I was talking about, so earlier I mentioned how computers see numbers in binary, while we see numbers as the shape of the number. So we need to actually get the program. Wait, is this? Whoop. Now you guys can see everything that's going on. Now we need to tell the computer to export the score as a string for us to read, so strings being numbers and letters. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to put in a text thing for now. There we go. Text. Oh, right, so this is locked at the moment. I need to unlock this panel so that I can drop that in there. And going from the middle, we want it to be centered, 0.5, and I'd say about there looks good, negative 125, and yeah, I'm now going to create a new piece of code to kind of return that value. So this is going to be score text. Let's go in and change that straight away. There we go. Yeah, but you may have noticed my win screen looks completely different, and yeah, the reason for that is that I no longer wanted... Wait, shift game mode? I no longer wanted such a complex score system when really it's much easier, and I'm probably going to change the scoring to kind of 100 times whatever the score is, so we'll definitely do that as well. That's another thing I completely forgot, but you know, these are like the final touches that don't occur to me until like I'm like, oh wait, hold on, and then I end up uploading my game like 4 or 5 times because there are always things that last thing we need. So game mode, and we want to be grabbing the game score, I think. There we go. And so I've got this. Oh lord. Alright, no thank you. What have I done? I'm not even sure how that happened. I think I just... It's fine. So... String? So I do want to create a new string. I wonder if there's a... Do I have to create... I think I need to create a new variable. Yeah, cool. I can add that variable and then I can put those two together. So, variable name, score string. That makes sense. And the score string, it will be score. And I've got the colon there and then the space. So that way I can get score string here and then expand it. There we go. Get score string and then string to string, and then I wonder if there's a way that I can put strings together. Huh. That's really interesting. So to string. Oh, I need to convert it to text. That's really interesting. Alright, so... Correction. Oh, hey, Airwolf. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, so I've run into this issue where I can either put it separately or I can put those together. So what I think I'll do for simplicity of it, because I'm gonna have the score extend anyway, I am going to put the score slightly off to the side, kind of left of center, so to say. And yeah, so I'm not going to be able to achieve what I aim to achieve, but that's not always a bad thing. So that's all set up, and cool. I'm going to go back over, and that's going to be 0 by default, and I'm going to move it over by say 20 units, 200 units maybe. Okay, I may be overstepping my bounds here. There we go, and then I'm just going to add another text majiggy here, which I'm just going to call score. And then of course I'll be changing the font so it kind of fits the rest of the game, which I believe is VT232. No, 323. Oh my god, happens every time. Which is a Google font, so I can use it literally everywhere, which is probably my favorite thing about this whole... Oh lord. We want it to be slightly bigger than the other font, so maybe 80. Because, you know, we kind of want to celebrate that people were... Oh, sorry guys, I'm just getting a call. I'm not sure where it's from, so I should probably pick it up. I'll be right back.
A few minutes later.
Oh my god, guys, you won't believe what just happened. I mean, like, you'll believe it because I ordered them, but they finally arrived, my business cards. Oh my god. Yeah. sorry, a kind of like a slight detour. So I met Tony Reid or Anthony Reid at PAX. Sorry, I ran because I was like, oh my god, I can't keep you guys waiting. Oh, let's not scream into the microphone. And yeah, I was like, oh my god, he was wearing an Unreal sweater, and I was like, are you one of the Unreal people? Oh my god, totally fangirled him. You know, told him the whole story about how Unreal changed my life, and oh, I can't believe I'm like meeting someone from there. Completely crazy. And so he like asked me for my business card, and I was like, what, business card? Like I thought I was just, you know, here to make friends on Twitter, you know, because that's the primary way that game developers network. And so he gives me his business card, and so like 2 years later I finally organized my business cards as I'm entering the industry through, you know, studying and stuff. Sorry, I'm like super. Oh my god, they look amazing! I can't get over it. Sorry, I'm just losing my shit because they're so cute. Oh my god, they look as good as they look as good as I thought. They have a QR code in the back. Oh my god, guys! So yeah, and then Tony Reid walked me around and introduced me to other amazing women who came from rougher backgrounds, and it was really encouraging to, you know, have someone that important take me seriously, and you know, kind of give me a kind of a little bit of an entryway, because sometimes it is who you know. I'm also Pixel Mixery on Twitter. So yeah, there is a link in my description. It will lead you to everywhere that I post, and I'm gonna. Oh my god. Yeah, so that's obviously really unfortunate that that's happened. It's gonna happen sometimes. I'll have to see what's been causing these crashes, but yeah, I got some good news and then I got some really bad news, but you know, that's all good, that's all cool. And you know, I just can't get over the fact that my business cards arrived today. Give me a second, you know, while we're waiting for things to happen. I think I'll wait like 2 or 3 minutes before, you know, taking it for what it is, and you know, putting these two streams together. I'm going to be grabbing my phone and seeing if the QR code on the back works, because I'm super excited to see. I put a lot of effort into this QR code. Alright, let me go find my phone. I'll be right back. So, this is relevant. I have a running joke where if I've lost something, I'm probably sitting on it. That was one of those times. So, you know, that was exciting. Cool. Alright. Let's do the thing. Let's scan the code. Let's see if it does scan. Oh my god, guys. Oh my god! Ah, it scans! My business card code scans! Oh my god! Alright, cool. Yeah, that's a thing that happened. So we can enjoy that idea. Alright, so I did my cute little test. Let's get back into it. So the score. Right, let's go over and fix this all up. But yes, my business card works as intended, which is fantastic. Alright, so let's just pick this back up to 80. Oh my god, today, good day. Today is good day. Doesn't matter what happens today, everything's fantastic. Alright, so this is gonna be approximately yay high. Our anchor is already in the middle, which is fantastic. I'm gonna put the put the scorecard thing in up here. So this is 150. Let's match that sizing. X size doesn't really matter because it'll continue to expand whether I like it or not, because it'll be, you know, 100, 1000, whatever. So I'm just gonna put maybe 100 in there. Oh, okay. Alright then. Alright, because it's measuring from the 0, so I'm just gonna go from the 0, and then I can just move this back, and hopefully it will just keep extending. Yeah, that was so awkward because I've noticed that my software crashes when it shows 0 kilobytes per second, and I'm like, but that makes no sense. So yeah, I apologize again, out of my control, and I hate it so much because it drops all my views, and I'm like, no. But that's alright. Yeah, so that's all set up and ready to go. I am going to change the... I'm going to go change the thing. Oh, hold on. Give me a second to just update my Twitter, people. My software crashed midstream. This is always so, like, absolutely heartbreaking when I'm just, like, just on a roll and then it's just... There we go. Sorry guys, all the issues that come with software issues. Alright, so we've got the score here. I'm going to go in and change the enemy values of the scores. So what have we got? So yep, that's all set up. And I think I should be going into the enemy files and okay, this is the third time I'll be trying to stream today. We're running into some issues, and I can't figure out why it keeps crashing. I'll be honest, not the best time for me personally. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing and just gonna splice it together for YouTube. But for everyone who's been kind of dropping in and out of the stream, I sincerely apologize. I'll be reinstalling the software after today and seeing if that fixes the issue again. Like, I'm really sorry. I'm trying my best to like do the best by you guys, and it's just not. So yeah, let's jump into it and kind of make this a thing because yeah. Alright, so just going in and changing all of the point systems for the game, points for the enemies, so I feel like that's going to be a lot more empowering to kind of have that, you know, score system, and I'm going to add it to the UI, to the heads-up display as well, which I'm pretty sure is the terminology for, you know, within game. So, you know, at least my game didn't crash, I guess. But yeah, it's not ideal. So I'm just gonna go and jump into, jumping into each of the enemies. So luckily I've already got like some kind of system going between 1 and 5, I think. So I'm just gonna go in the hard candy. Let's see what we've got. That's 1 point, really? Alright. I'll roll with it. And yeah, just going with you guys through the playtesting process and the feedback form and everything. And what have we got? That's also 1 point. Yeah, why not? I guess with the boss enemy, I'll be having kind of like a higher point percentage, maybe 1000, just because, you know, the amount of effort involved. But yeah, again, so sorry, I will reinstall that software because, you know, it's awkward for me, it's awkward for you guys. That's the movement. So what's this? This is the pop rock, which does not have a point value yet. Alright, that's cool. I'm just gonna set that point value to... Does it have its own points? Oh, right, I've got to set the point value. So... that's what I'm going to do here now. I'm going to drag this all over, and add the point value kind of like node, so to say. So set points. And this is the pop rock. I'm going to set this to 2 just because the movement is pretty predictable. So I'm kind of I think this is one of those 200 ones where in addition to dropping bombs, it also has its point value. So I'm just gonna go in and that value is there. I also found out that the way that the video records, I can actually set up 2 inputs, so that's fantastic. It has just been such a crazy morning, guys, because I started going down this rabbit hole of marketing as I mentioned the email thing, and so I'm just like, no. Everything's a bit crazy right now, but that's fine. It's 2021, like someone just stormed a US building, like, well, the US building, and I don't know, whatever vaccines have been happening. Alright, so that's the point system. Alright, before I go in and make too many changes, so that's a score at the end of the game, but we're also going to have the score update during the game. So where I'm going to have that happen, I'm actually going to go into the gameplay panel and make those changes there. So I'm just going to turn this off, turn this on, and let's... Oh, I've already added the score there, so hopefully that will already have been found. No, it's not? Alright. So... Okay, so for some reason it's not been a thing. So let's have a look at where that score value went, because kind of necessary for what I'm trying to achieve here. So let's go back to our win panel and see how I did that first of all. So that's score text. So now I know what I'm looking for. There we go, score. And then that should be score text. I mean, if you guys see it, fantastic. I don't. Maybe it's the get text. Maybe it didn't update yet. Oh, I know what needs to happen. I updated the score text, but I didn't compile it. And when I compile it, it means that the rest of the software can see it. So that's what's going on now. So I'm just going to jump right over to here. And I'm going to have a look and compile this, and so it will update to the rest of the software. So let's jump back over to the designer, go have a look at this, the score text, and that should now be updated. So there we go. Let's jump into it and see our score rising. I'm so excited, guys. Oh my god, this should be like the last thing I fix up before I get it ready for shipping. Oh wait. I gotta pause my music so you guys can see the other music. There we go. Let me just turn that up a little bit. Oh wait, you guys can hear it just fine. It's just me. Alright, cool, let's jump into it. Okay, so there's a feedback button that needs to be fixed up. But hey, we have a score system now. Cool. I love these final checks for exactly this reason. I never know what's gonna pop up. So it looks like a feedback button has gone rogue. So let's go in and have a look through our feedback buttons and see which one's not kind of attached to a... So that's attached to the win scenario. I'm going to go over and... Oh, so that's what it was. So the lose button was not attached to the lose scenario. So let's have a look at... I think it's called game over. I've been really inconsistent with how I've been game over. So hopefully let's see if that fixes the issue. Oh my god, it's been... There we go. Oh, so that's gone. That's fantastic. Alright, so that's working as intended. I think I might give myself a little bit of a cheat to get through this. Yep, alright, so now I'm going to, you know, commit virtual suicide there. So cool. So that's good. The endless mode, win to unlock. I should probably figure out how to make that little text bigger, but not really concerned right now. So feedback is what else we're going to be working on today, and the settings. So there we go. Gameplay, you can change the speed if that suits you better. I don't know if mouse sensitivity really applies to this game, but you guys let me know if that's a feature I need to add in my thing. Accessibility is actually going to be changed to achievements. Okay, that's really awkward. So what happened there was I didn't set up the back button properly to go back to the buttons menu, so to say. So if I close this, hopefully it should just go back to lose button. Yep, cool. And credits hasn't happened yet. So no matter how many times you click that, nothing's gonna happen. So that's fantastic. Alright, so that's another thing. Unless I go through my own code and replay my game, I don't know that that's gonna happen. So, you know, you guys, I do my own playtesting. But you guys could also help with the playtesting. I've got those finger guns going. Alright, so I've kind of gotten over the fact that my stream keeps dying. Again, I'm so sorry guys, I'm so embarrassed by this. Cool. So, what do we need to fix? It was to do with a back button for closing a menu, so that's in the achievements. I might change it to the achievements panel just so we're all on the same page about what's going on. So let's just jump over and let's close this. And accessibility panel, and I should be changing the name of the button to the achievements button and just turn off its functionality, because let's be honest, it's not going to be used. It's not going to be used at the moment until I add those features later on. So we're turning this off, turning this on. Accessibility. Oh, is that the text? It's so hard to see whether I've selected the text or the button sometimes. So achievements. That being said, there is still accessibility for color blindness and other such stuff. I'm just going to turn the music back on. For achievements and stuff, I will be adding that later. But when I do kind of like the power-ups and the story and stuff. So I'm just going to go over and select the button and turn off all the button functionality. So essentially by deleting the there we go. So that means nothing will be registered and nothing will continue. So here we go, and here we go. Alright, if anyone can think of anything to kind of like do a last minute check on, feel free to, you know, drop a chat or a comment below. But I think we're all good. The tutorial, next, start. It starts the game. Cool. Let's do a little bit of virtual suicide. Yep. Settings. Okay, so another issue. That enemy was supposed to die. So let's check out what the issue there is that's causing this to continue existing. But achievements does nothing, credits does nothing, gameplay can still be changed, and the video audio. Oh, I love this. Oh, that's what I need to change. I need to change these check marks so that there's an X there to kind of signify that that has been selected, because right now I know it's been selected because I made the game, so I can poke it, but I can't do anything. So I'm going to set up an image that is visible based on whether that value has been selected. So it'll be like an overlay of an image, so they can't reselect it like 50 times. I mean, it makes no difference, but you know. Which is a difference to a checkbox, which is what I've got up here. Which is, I know, kind of a little bit confusing, but this toggle menu is different to what I've got down here because of the way the values get calculated. So let's jump in and make those changes as well. Where is it? I'm just gonna close all of my tabs. I feel like this is like somebody's Chrome where they're not sure where the sound is coming from, but in this case the sound is coming from a different software altogether. So yeah, I'm going to have a look at what else I want to achieve here. Right, so that's settings specific, so let's open that settings panel, and this is part of the VA panel. So let's close everything here. Settings. There we go. No, sorry. We're off by like just a little bit. There we go. Alright, so we have determined the issue. Now we're going to address the issue. And the way that I want to do this is, I think the best way would be doing an image overlay. So I'm going to explain the difference. This, where are you? This is a checkbox. This is a button. Why is that a toggle? I think I'm gonna try to do a toggle and see what happens, because I feel like I'm not sure why those two things are separate, so I'm just gonna do a duplication here. And, oh lord. Alright. I'm going to move that tick box manually. Oh wait, I can just unlock it and drop it on top. And let's see if we can apply that unchecked state by turning down the volume for me. And yeah, and then talking you through the process as I go. So on the checked state, so what we are trying to do is, oh, okay, so I can actually do this situation. Alright, so on the check state, I am going to be changing the color type to 0. So in this case, this would be the green color blindness, or rather green color weakness. And yeah, so that does, both of these do that. And I'll see if that actually makes a difference. So jumping over, and this will have all the information of the previous ones, which means that it will act in the same way with all of the hover and tick color changes. So it's initially unchecked, or I don't know. I can set the green one as checked by comparison, so to say, and then the other two can remain unchecked. I'm just gonna unlock this entire thing. Let's see how badly this ends for me. Oh, window check. Alright. So let's have a look at what this looks like. Huh. Alright, so what this is doing, it's actually taking the value of windowed, which is, yeah, I could do this exact same thing. So I'm gonna copy this entire bit of code and go back over and apply the same logic, and I'll just change the values of the checking here. So we're going to create a new binding. We're going to call it colorblind check, I think. I mean colorblind, so we can kind of assess the selection of the color blindness mode. There we go. Oh wait, hold on. Colorblind, and then I'm going to, there we go. So we're comparing this to 0, and if it's equal to 0, cool. And then I can take and copy this code for the other two values as well. So that way it'll do that same thing that it does with those at the top, and do it at the bottom. Alright, fantastic. Let's try that. So green by default. You know what? I'm just going to duplicate it from down here because it's just that much easier. But obviously make the necessary changes to the individual because it's going to start by being unchecked. And we're going to do a... Oh wait, I misnamed that function, so we want to be changing that to colorblind, and we're going to go colorblind green because that's what it's checking for. It's checking for whether it's a green, red, or blue color blindness. It's funny because no one's yellow colorblind, and you can see that when you look through the little charts which show the color blindness. There's always yellow, and there's a lot of pink. One is like, anyway, not super important, but yeah, I just thought that was interesting, and maybe you guys might find that interesting too. So that's green. Let's bind. Let's create this again. Did it? Yep, cool. and we want to be changing this to colorblind red. And I still have no idea why the window resizes with the with the color blindness. I don't know what kind of situation would allow for that, but if you guys have any idea, maybe it's to do with pixel density or something like that, you'd have more of a clue than I do, I guess. So cool, we've got that comparison to 1, which is our red value. And last one, I'm going to duplicate that one more time and pass that over to where the blue is, and then I can do a more accurate job on placement after I'm done making sure that it actually works in the first place. So unchecked by default, we're going to create a brand new code stream, so to say, and then this is going to be colorblind blue, which is the rarest color blindness for anyone who does not know. Wow, that was who do not know. I'm so good at this English thing. Alright, cool, so that's been done. And let's try that again, and yeah. Oh, thank you! I decided to go for something a little bit more bouncy with the chip tune. Alright, cool. So I'm just going to turn the music off for a second, guys, while I playtest this new menu situation. We have compiled, we are playing, we are a go. I am so sick of this song. Sometimes it invades me while I'm showering and I'm like do 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 do. It's super fun, guys. Alright. Okay, so I think what's happened here is, so that checking and unchecking did not work, and now I'm gonna check why, because that was very confusing. Is it because I've got is that window check and then full check and full window check? So yep. Oh, I forgot to return the value that would determine the input, because right now it's checking for windowed, but the windowed value has not changed because that's not what I'm doing. So let's go down and make those changes now. So instead of windowed, the input is going to be, I think it's color type. Yeah. So I'm going to make those changes all over. So that's one of the issues that happens when assuming people know what I'm talking about. That's what happens when you copy paste. You kind of skip all those details, which will kind of break what I'm trying to do here. So get the color type, and one more time, get the color type. Bam! We are done. Alright, so now that we've determined that, and I'm going to actually go back and check that clicking the button will change the color type, which no. Alright, so we've got this, and we've got, sorry, wrong tab thing. Let's just set that up so that, just for testing purposes, that's the red, so I'm just going to slot that in there. And last one, I don't know why I always feel the urge to kind of like tab out instead of switching over. I'm sure there's a button that I haven't discovered yet. Alright, last one. You guys ready? I'm ready. I'm so ready. Bam! Make sure that it's unchecked initially. Unchecked and unchecked. Oh wait, that's supposed to be checked. Alright, let's do this. Oh, it's great. Alright, so settings, video, audio. I'm not sure why that's checked. Alright, so for some reason, right, okay, so this is another programming fault on my part, because notice how when it's red, they both turn off, when it's green, they both turn on. So now I know why that happens. Let's go over. And this needs to be changed to 2, because that is not 20. 2 is the color type that we're referring to in this case. So, to kind of bring back where we were. Oh yeah, and this loading screen, absolute bullshit. It's just set for 3 seconds every time, so I could turn that off while I'm testing, but I have the inclination I'm not going to remember to turn it back on when I ship it. But that being said, just to prove to you why this loading screen is necessary, if you load the game before all of the textures have had the time to kind of load in, it starts to look all hazy and then loads all the textures. So it's kind of there for a reason, but not the reason that you think. It's not actually loading like 100%. So oh wait, wrong thing. Sorry guys. Oh, ship game mode. I'm now going to change this delay to 0.1 seconds and then we'll change it back afterwards. But it's loading textures straight away. Okay. Or is it when I load the game from scratch? I can't remember what it is, but it's when I... Whoop, you guys don't need to see my files. I'm gonna have to blur that. But when you load the game from the executable, that's what happens. So that's why that's there. I'm gonna return it to actually 0.1 seconds while we're testing, because you know. And we're gonna go in and test those settings yet again. There we go. Red, blue. Fantastic. Alright, this should change to blue. Yep, so you'll notice that the menu background turns to a lighter hue. So it goes from this deep blue to kind of to a green. And then the red, that's going to change the style. So instead of red, it turns everything to like a grey blue. And the green does the same thing. It returns everything to kind of like a grey blue, which I gotta say I wasn't expecting. But, you know, now that we've assessed that this works as intended, I'm just going to align everything properly. So give me a second, guys, while I fix that up. I kind of wish that I kind of montage or kind of speed up my life. So negative 230? No. Alright, let's compare it to... Oh, there we go. I've got this. So we're going to anchor it from the middle. We're going to... make it 212 by the looks of it, and then are we moving it slightly to the no, okay. And I'm just going to delete, actually how about I just delete the buttons and align it how I feel. Yeah, actually that works fine. I'm happy with that. Anchoring it from the middle so that when the screen gets resized it's not going to butcher everything. 200. Okay. Is this also 208? No, that's 212. Like, it's like this slide is like, it's a 2 pixel difference. Come on, guys. Yeah, alright. That's done. So that's another thing, like, unless I was, like, really going over my menus and having a look, I wouldn't have noticed. Alright, so. Just gonna go through. All of my close buttons are... Right, so that's missing the content of the tutorial. Because if I go in and turn any one of them on, that will look normal. Fantastic. And that's a back button. That works. The win. Lose. Is that just me, or did it just move slightly? Okay, yeah, so the entire thing is off by a bit. Let's have a look at what that's missing. So that's the game over panel. Or is it the win panel that's off by a bit? I'm going insane here. Like, it's not just me, right? Yep, alright. So this seems to be off by a bit. So I'm going to go the 0.5, 0.5, and then going to go from a 0. So once again, the alignment is for when you have the... when you're measuring from the start, from the middle, rather than the top left. So... what have we got? That just feels awkward to me. I don't know what it is about it. Visibility is going to be tied to lose. Oh, I know what's going on. The anchor is in a different place. So I'm having that same thing where it's off by like the tiniest little bit. See, guys, if you see, I'm just going to see if it's got negative 960.960938, and it's like this really weird, like obscure value. Just going to turn the music back on. So let's go fix that up with a 0 and a 0 and aligning it with a 0.5. Oop. Look at that. Now that's not going to have that weird jump anymore. That's fantastic. See, it's like one of those little things, like if you don't know, you just don't know. Cool. That's the pause menu. All the buttons are in the same place, more or less. Alright, I'm happy with that. I'm gonna give myself a little bit of a cheat, and I'm gonna make sure that the win menu operates as intended. So let's just go and give myself a win straight away, and then we should be ready for shipping, which is super exciting. I'm so down for this. Alright, last time that we turned the music off, hopefully. And alright. I've got to say, the game music compared to like the rest of the game is kind of a little bit disappointing. But I'll fix that up in later builds. I just really want to get this one out. Alright, so this will hopefully Why is it not giving me a win? Hey! Yay! We're all good. Alright, so the settings does nothing. The feedback launches the thing. Endless mode. That doesn't do anything. Okay. Try again. Does nothing. Alright, so I found out this entire menu is just broken, which is fantastic. So this will be the last thing we do before we ship. Who's excited? I'm excited. Oh my god. Alright. So, let's go in and... Okay, so for some reason it's telling me that there's an issue with, So yeah, I think it just had a little skip where it forgot how to change the music, but then it fixed itself up in the end. So we're all good. But what we want to do here is go back to the win menu and make those changes. Oh my god. Alright. Sorry, I'm saying oh my god a lot. I'm just really that excited. Alright, so let's make sure that these buttons do what we want them to do. Oh, I need to rename all these buttons again because I made brand new menus. Wait, what? Oh my god. Alright, you cannot believe like the stress that I experienced for a second because that was not where I was expecting it to be. Alright, so let's go and delete these buttons which no longer exist. Add these lovely tick boxes which still do exist. All part of keeping my code clean, guys. I don't know, that's just a personal thing that's super important to me. Easy as, that's done. Let's move this to where the rest of my settings are. There we go. Looking fantastic. So just move that around. And yeah, like, I feel like this kind of, you can really take... Oh, that was a bad idea. So what happened was that when I layer a kind of a comment, or what those little boxes are, over another comment, it will essentially consume everything and kind of incorporate it. So let's just move that again, so those things don't overlap. Yeah, I'll leave that. I'm happy with that being where it is. Where is the win? There we go. So that's where all the buttons that we need to replace are right now. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring them in and then line them up. So rename them as we go so that, you know, it's not such an issue later. So win try again button. And bam. And pop that over in the win panel. Play again. Yep. Let's pop it right over there. Oh yes, Airwolf, I am using Unreal. Yes, I would highly recommend it to anyone who's starting out in game development. It's completely free. The pay cap, there is, you don't have to pay to use the engine. You don't even have to pay for your earnings until you're earning like something like 5,000 per quarter. I would definitely recommend it to anyone who wants to give this a go. Let's try that again. So I'm just going to delete all the buttons and then reintroduce them. So at least the feedback button works. We got that one down. So endless mode. And let's just add those, add that in again so that it's now possible for the player to kind of play Unreal indefinitely. So what this will do, where did I want to put that? Oh, there we go. So that will set the infinite play option to be open. And the unfortunate part with this build, yeah, I know everything's coming back from COVID. I'm sure everyone's like trying to get on top of everything at the moment. Did we determine if the win feedback worked? Because I feel like it would have, but I mean, I also was wrong about a few other things. Oh well, we'll find out. Alright, so let's connect that behavior. And yeah, the community is really lovely around Unreal. So, you know, if you ever needed any help, there are so many blueprints available for your viewing consumption. Alright, I also need to rename that button. That's alright. We live and we learn. Cool. And yeah, because otherwise I'm just going to be in a lot of your windscreen did appear, however the menu was broken on your last test. Ah, thank you. Yeah, cool. And yeah, I definitely relate to if you don't have much time, like me coming back to my game and being like, okay, so what do I need to completely reprogram this time? So by looks of it, everything's been, oh wait, one last thing to connect. And then we are good to go. Wait, did I? Oh, goodness. Alright, so I accidentally put the settings into the wrong place. So what this is going to do now is it's going to turn the win. I'll have to have a look at the rest of my code to see how I bring the settings back to the win menu. So win endless button. We're going to remove the thanks brain, for some reason it's buffering. Alright, I'm gonna remove this suffix, which is gonna be the _1, because otherwise it's gonna register that in the code every single time, and it's a bitch to rename, I'll be honest. So that's done, and we need to every time. But yeah, settings. There we go. Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Fantastic. Alright, so I'm just going to be grabbing this section of code and going to be copying it across, because it does the exact same thing. It just does it, it just comes back to the win menu. Alright, so that's been done. Let's pop that underneath there, because I feel like that's the place that it should go, along with the rest of its family code, so to say. There we go. So, you know, here is what it was beforehand with less complicated code, And this is where it just kept expanding and expanding and expanding. Alright, so let's win the game again, I guess. Bam! Boop. This is gonna get so stuck in your head tonight. This, not so much. I'm sensing some game slowness on my end. Yeah, no, we still got turbo. Sorry. No, it's not just me. That was the slowest ever. Come at me, Candykin. I wonder what's slowing my entire PC down. I'll be honest, I have no clue. Okay, so we have a win. We have our thing. We've got the endless mode, which I need to set to flip-flop between story mode and endless mode. But it has enabled the button, which is what it's meant to do. I just need to change the font to change to that. Settings. Yep, you can close that. Goes back to the windscreen. Yep. The feedback will still launch the thing. And try again. Huh. I wonder why it's brought me back to the, Oh, I know why. So the reason why it's brought me back to the start of the game, I think, is because the way that I set up the code, if you just press retry, it's actually going to bring you back to... Actually, do I? Do I know? Alright, let's have a look. What does this do? So try again, it turns off, and it goes to restart. So let's go over to the cow root, which is the player. And let's have restart game. So it sets the game score to 0. It puts the player character back into the middle of the screen. It sets the collisions on. It turns the character appearance back on. It removes any enemies if there are on screen. Resets the ammo and the health. Sets the music back to 1, which is the music. And then starts up the game. So I'm not entirely sure why it has launched the menu. So this is the game. Sets the timer. I don't have answers for this. And that's okay. Don't have to have answers for everything. Yeah, that being said, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. We're all good. It works. Oh wait, did I test the lose menu? One last test, guys. So, oh right, that's what I wanted to check. So, remember how the endless mode, the text did not change. So I don't want to confuse people who have unlocked the endless mode to set up kind of like an increasing high score until they die inside the game. So I'm going to go over and check out why this endless mode is not changing back and forth. So, oh, there we go, endless mode active. Let's see if that's a thing. Alright, so yeah, I just didn't set the text to update whether the endless mode was active or not. So that's a thing. And then I'm going to go over and make sure that on the lose menu, on the lose kind of text, that it also updates. So endless button, that's just the text. So that is active in this case. So let's give ourselves an easy win again. So this is locked. And, yep. This is a little bit sluggish, isn't it? Oh well. I've now given the player the ability to change the speed at which the carrot moves. So there's that. There we go, endless mode. There we go. Endless mode, story mode. Endless mode, story mode. Yay! That works. Alright. Jumping back in. Try again. Okay. So, that's what happens usually. This is great. I can't shoot. I can just move around within the confines of the UI. Alright. Let's just have a look at what happened there. Game. We've set the win. I think what I forgot to do is I forgot to set whether there is gameplay or not, because that's what determines whether enemies get spawned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set gameplay to go, and that should be able to get us. That should be able to get us back to being able to play the game. So, yay for play testing! Let's jump back into it and try again. Yeah. Alright, let's just move this so you can actually see the screen. Whee! But yeah, this is the introductory level. It's not going to be this easy every time. After you play this one level once, to kind of introduce you to all the different enemy types, you will be on your own to be attacked by maybe up to 5 enemies at once, which you have to kind of maneuver around. Alright, so there we go. So for some reason you have to click it a few times, which, I don't know, I think is fine. Try again. Ah, there we go. But no, nothing is spawning. Which is, oh wait, no, there it goes. Hi! Yes, there we go. That's what we want. Oh, look at that. That's fantastic. I don't know about you guys, but I'm loving this. So, I'm just going to show you one of the things. Oh, I need to update the, Huh. Alright, so let's go for a lose in this case. So, I got a score of 800, and I'm going to go for endless mode and see how that changes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm having a feeling that nothing is happening. I don't know about you guys, but it looks like it's stuck. Alright, cool. Well, we've determined that the menu does successfully change to that. The gameplay is turned back on. Oh, I forgot to add the quit. Give me a second. Is there a quit button? Let me just quickly check my lose panel. Okay, so you can close the game by using that top right button. So let's just quickly run over and make this Majiggy do what it's supposed to do. And really, I forgot to rename that too. That's fine. That's fine. Oh no. Ever had that where you kind of overpressed and then this is where we're at? There we go. The win close button. Jump right over. This will update by itself. I don't need to rename like 50 things. And let's plug that in. Fantastic. So that now. Alright, so it looks like that endless mode has been turned on, but for some reason the game has restarted but not started generating enemies. My instinct that it would have actually started from here. And let's go over to our enemy spawner. So we have determined that the game is in gameplay. If the enemies are less than 1, which would be 0, -1, whatever, and infinite play is true, then you get a random integer for the difficulty and the wave count. But I think because the difficulty is set to 3, it's done a value of 4 and actually capped. So I'm going to do, I'm going to make a new random integer value. Oh wait, actually, hold up. Alright, the difficulty, that is interesting because I've forgotten what the difficulty was. Difficulty and the wave count. What is the wave count invert? Oh, wave count is the number of enemies there, and the difficulty is the number of enemies, I guess? Or the variety of enemies that have spawned. Alright, so I don't want to change this, per se. If anyone has any ideas as to why it's just not, then awesome. If not, then cool, I guess. I will just keep playtesting until, you know, I have a solution, because I don't want to ship a shitty game. Are you guys enjoying these tunes as much as I am? Alright. Cool. Feed me this candy so that I may destroy it. Cool. So that's fantastic. Endless mode, story mode. And we're gonna try that again. Okay, so that has definitely spawned something. I'm gonna go in for a loss. And then we're going to story mode, endless mode. Try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, nothing seems to have spawned. Oh wait, there we go. We have some errors. Let's have a look. So again, we have that win issue, but I don't think that should actually affect the generation of enemies. So I'm really confused. But what I will do now is, I don't know, because if the gameplay, if it's infinite play is false, then it just goes the way that it usually goes. But then we have this random value here. Huh. If it's, you know what I mean? Like it's given me this really obscure idea of where it's given choices. Let's have a think, guys. So what would be the things that would be messing around with this becoming a thing? Because we've set it to infinite play. And then we've restarted the game. Restarting the game turns gameplay back on, so there shouldn't actually be an issue. So the game should just be, you know, it's done everything that's happened. Oh my god, there's an octopus here that's eating a fish. I'm not sure what's going on, but I definitely appreciate that. It's very creative. It's restarting the game. There's the win state. It could be. That's actually a really good thing to. So try again. The win state. Oh, that's actually a really good point, because I have a different set of behaviors for the lose condition. So in this case, we've got here the lose condition is if the infinite play is in function, then it will always return a win, meaning that, you know, you can't lose if you can, you know, continue to climb your score. But that would only happen in the case that I lost in endless mode, but the endless mode doesn't actually begin with. Actually, I have a really good idea. I'm going to test whether gameplay is switched on or off, because the gameplay is what determines whether enemies get spawned in the first place. So I'm actually going to go and per event tick, I'm going to, oh wait, this would be something that is under the game mode, because that's what distributes all the information to the rest of the game. So I'm going to go event play, event tick, so every time a tick, which is I think a fraction of a second, I'm going to print string, which will be a developer only thing, and this will determine whether gameplay is on or off. So I'm going to get gameplay. So what you guys are going to see is all the way down the left side of this screen. It's going to repeat gameplay, or on for the amount of time whenever gameplay is on or off. So gameplay, and then hopefully the boolean. Yep, there we go. Let's see how this works. So false, which is what we want. So start. Gameplay is true. That is correct. I'm going to go for a win, because that seems to be when things start to go wrong. Oh wow, I'm not sure why it's running so smoothly this time. It's great. And last enemy. There we go. So gameplay has been switched off. Endless mode, we're going to set that on. And then try again. So gameplay is true again. But the score has been reset as per, you know, the trying again. But for some reason enemies are not set to spawn. And I wonder if that's got to do with... Oh, I don't know. I have no words. But at least we know that the gameplay is actually activating when we think it's supposed to. So that's what I'm going to go do now. I'm going to go into game status display. I don't know why I keep coming back here to look at this, because, you know, that's been turned on, the restart. Maybe it's in the restart. Alright, so let's come on over here. And I'm going to... I think the issue is that I've set the difficulty to 1 and then we are also resetting it again. But that is to set the difficulty so that we don't have introductory level over and over again for the first time. So there's some kind of variation, because I know there are some people who are going to jump straight into the game from the without looking at the tutorial. So kind of giving them a little bit of a duck to water kind of vibe. That's what we're going for here. Or rather, a little duckling taking to water, so to say. So the music, and then the game. So that's what starts the enemy spawning process. Actually, let's just print a thing here. And it's gonna say, I worked! So that will tell me whether it actually even reaches this game node, which directs it to a different function. Oh, thank you, Zerflad. That's so lovely of you. Cool. Let's jump in and see if that worked. So this should work whether or not we have a win or lose. So that's not going to work. Try again. I worked. Right, so it's in the way that the game has actually restarted working, so I'm going to... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nothing has spawned. So it looks like it is working, but for some reason it's not actually taking into account that, you know, there is an issue. So I'm going to start another print here, and I'm going to say it's this, because then I actually know, because I put that little tag there. So let's have a look at that. Jumping in, press the play button. So let's just give ourselves a loose condition. Well, okay, we know, because that is, it's now checking for... Try again. Okay, cool. So we now know that it's got something to do with when the game generates, because right now it seems to be on a loop of enemy generation. So it's gonna loop. Alright, so just to talk to you guys about what this looping timer by event is, it's going to continue looping every second until I tell it to stop. And right now it's doing the enemy check and determining the gameplay every time. So I think I need to change the way that I do this, because it's creating this situation where when you start to replay the game to maybe try again, it's causing the kind of issues where the enemies just don't get generated. But even if we change it to gameplay, that's what really confuses me, because the condition is it's based on the fact that gameplay is true. This is a strange situation, I have got to say. What we can do is have a look again, because that turns gameplay back on and starts the restart. I think what I'm going to do is actually find a way to terminate that timer so that it stops looping when the game has ended. But I don't know how to terminate that at the same time. So, okay, so let's give this a Google, because I feel like that's worth a Google. All right, so stop timer by event. There we go. It's saying on a key release, but I can still try this thing. Oh, clear timer by function name. Alright, so let's apply that same thinking to here, where whenever we have a lose event, or a win event in this case, it stops that timer and then it restarts that timer every time we restart the game. So that was actually really helpful for our situation. So we're destroying all of the actors, and then we're doing stop, or is it clear timer? We'll find out. So it's clear timer. There we go. So it's from here. This is the player pawn. So let's bam. And the function is called game, I think, just game. So, game. Or is it? No, it's enemy spawner, isn't it? Set timer by event. So, that was all over the shop. So, clear timer by event. Huh. Pause timer by handle? I think what we're going to have to do is actually we're going to have to take that handle and then turn that into a variable. So let's go turn this into a variable. Set by variable reference. No, that's not quite right. But at least we've got a better idea of, like, we have to stop the timer from looping indefinitely. So clear, maybe? Clear's a set timer. So, yeah, but it's turned into a custom event. That's what's really confusing me. Let's go back over how to stop an event. Set my timer handle. Alright. So what we're actually going to be doing is creating what it looks like a variable, set timer by... Is that the same thing? I don't think so. So my next instinct is to actually add the variable. It's kind of like its own independent thing. And let's have a look through here, through what's available. Handle? There we go. We've got a timer handle. So now we've set into our code to kind of respond to the thing. So timer handle, and we can now set the timer handle so that when we refer it to it in other places in the code, we can then refer back to that to, you know, make those changes. So handle, get timer handle. So this will now achieve what we actually aim to do. So pause timer by handle, and then that will create what we needed to do. Alright, cool. Look at that. We found out. I've learned something new. I hope you guys have learned something new. But it's definitely coming out today, guys, and it'll be all over my Twitter. And yeah, this will be super exciting. Last time. Let's do this. Virtual suicide. Let's go. Try again. I worked. Huh. Alright, you know what? Let's call it here. Thank you for everyone who joined me today. Zerflat and Cash, thank you for dropping by. I've definitely made some progress, I would say. Whether that progress has brought me to where I aim to be, not quite, but, you know, we can always hope. It's been an adventure. It's been a grand adventure. I look forward to seeing you guys again. Hopefully by Friday, I will have a link up to my game wherever I post, and hopefully, yeah, I know it's a little bit sad because I can't figure out what's going on. But yeah, make sure to keep updated because this is super exciting, at least for me. Maybe you guys are excited. Hi guys, thanks for watching the video. I apologize if there was a sharp cut due to connection issues during the stream. There's a recommended video over there, previous video over here, and more fun stuff in the description. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave some feedback, and feel appreciated. See you next time!